He won't say he or she, but it, if only it would." Something in the stricken expression of her daughter's face brought a sudden flicker of suspicion to Mother's eyes. "You don't know anything about this, do you, Flame?" she demanded. "Is it remotely possible that after your promise to me, your sacred promise to me—" The whole structure of the home, of mutual confidence, of all the future itself, crackled and toppled in her voice. To the lay reader's face, and right through the lay reader's face, to the face of the master of the house, Flame's glance went homing with unaccountable impulse. With one elbow leaning casually on the mantelpiece, his narrowed eyes faintly inscrutable, faintly smiling, it seemed suddenly to the young master of the house that he had been waiting all his discouraged years for just that glance. His heart gave the queerest jump. Flame's face suddenly turned very pink. Like a person in a dream she turned back to her mother. There was a smile on her face, but even the smile was the smile of a dreaming person. "No, Mother," she said. "I haven't seen Bertrand today." "Why, you're looking at him right now!" protested her exasperated mother. With a gentle murmur of dissent, Flame's father stepped forward and laid his arm across the young girl's shoulder. She may be looking at him," he said, "but I'm almost perfectly sure that she doesn't see him." "Why, whatever in the world do you mean?" demanded his wife. "Whatever in the world does anybody mean? If only there was another woman here, a mature, sane woman, a—" With a flare of accusation she turned from Flame to the master of the house. "This Miss Flora that my daughter spoke of, where is she? I insist on seeing her. Please summon her instantly." Crossing genially to the table, the master of the house reached down and dragged out the bulldog by the brindled scruff of the neck. The scratch on her nose was still bleeding slightly, and one eye was closed. "This is Miss Flora," he said. Indignantly Flame's mother glanced at the dog, and then from her daughter's face to the face of the young man again. "And you call that a lady?" she demanded. "Not technically," admitted the young man. For an instant a perfectly tense silence reigned. Then from under a shadowy basket the cat crept out, shining, sinuous, with extended paw, and began to pat a sprig of holly cautiously along the floor. Yielding to the reaction, Flame bent down suddenly and hugging the wolfhound's head to her breast, buried her face in the soft, sweet shagginess. "Not sanitary, Mother!" she protested. "Why, they're as sanitary as violets!" As though dreaming he were late to church and had forgotten his vestments, Flame's father reached out nervously and draped a great string of ground pine stole-like about his neck. "We all," broke in the master of the house quite irrelevantly, "seem to have experienced a slight twinge of irritability the past few minutes. Hunger, I've no doubt, so suppose we all sit down together to this sumptuous, if somewhat chilled, repast. After the soup, certainly, even after very cold soup, all explanations, I'm sure, will be cheerfully and satisfactorily exchanged. Miss Flame, I know, has a most amusing story to tell, and—" "Oh, yes," rallied Flame, "and it's almost all about being blindfolded and sending poor Mr. Lorello—" "So if by any chance Mr. Bertrand," interrupted the master of the house a bit abruptly, "you happen to have the carving knife and the fork still on your person, I thought I saw a white string hanging." "I have," said the lay reader, with his first real grin. With great formality the master of the house drew back a chair and bowed Flame's mother to it. Then suddenly the red setter lifted his sensitive nose in the air, and the spotted Dalmatian bristled faintly across the ridge of his back. Through the whole room, it seemed, was swept a curious cottony sense of something about to happen. Was it that a sound hushed, or that a hush suddenly decided to become a sound? With a little sharp catch of her breath Flame dashed to the window and swung the sash upward. Where once had breathed the drab, dusty smell of frozen grass and mud quickened suddenly a curious metallic dampness, like the smell of new pennies. "Mr. Delcote!" she called. In an instant his slender form silhouetted darkly with hers in the open window against the eternal mystery and majesty of a Christmas night. And then the snow came. End of Peace on Earth, Goodwill to Dogs by Eleanor Hollowell Abbott. This has been a LibriVox recording.